Folks, hey, we're back here on day 2, okay? I ran out of battery life on my camera yesterday, so we're going to continue on with this video. What we have here is a piece of insulation, and you can pick up like a small piece like this for like $5 at Home Depot, and you can peel off some pieces just by hand. And we want to make sure that we go in between the door sill here and the door. We want to pack this with insulation all the way around. You can see up here where I've already started packing some in. So we're going to continue just packing pieces of insulation in here as we go down. And also I want to show you that I think in yesterday's video where we left off, our shims were still sticking out here. What we used was our oscillating tool, and we just quickly ran across here and cut these off flush with the edge of the door frame. Okay, so we're going to continue packing this insulation in all the way around this frame, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, here's an interior trim kit that we picked up at Home Depot, I think about 10-15 bucks. It's already got all 3 pieces in it. It's already got a 45 cut on both ends, but they are made 36 inches long. We will have to make a cut. So we have our upper piece and two pieces for the uprights, and they have a 45 on them as well. I'm going to show you how we get this installed up real quick. Okay guys, hold your upper piece up in place and split this casing about midway. So we want the tip of that at the bottom to be about midway, and we also want to hold it this way about midway on this board right here. Now if you'll do that, and we got that about where we want it, let's come over here to the other end, and we're going to put us a mark right here, and we will go out to the sawbuck, and we're going to make an angle cut in this direction right here. So that piece cut, we're going to go ahead and just tack it in place here. Now I'm paying attention that the edge of this corner here is right in the middle of this board here, okay? And I'm also about in the middle of the upper piece as well. So I'm just going to take the brad gun right quick, and we're going to pop a couple here kind of low, and then we'll move on up to the other side and adjust it. All right, this side here looks like it's in the right spot. Let's go ahead and pop a couple here as well. And we'll put some about every 6 inches apart along the top here, going into this piece here, and then we'll get our finishing gun out to pop a few into the, that should be good right there. Okay, now we've got our finish nailer here. It shoots about a 2-inch nail. I believe it's about a 15 gauge nail. And you should be able to shoot anywhere you want to up here because you got a header up here. We'll come about 2 inches from the edge there. Pop one there. We'll come down here just a little way. Pop one right here, and we'll shut this door. Pop one in. It should be good enough to hold this piece in place. And we can move on cutting the uprights. Okay guys, I'm going to show you a simple way of marking your uprights. Actually, just make sure you got the correct one on either side. I'm going to flip it upside down. If you'll flip this piece upside down and touch the tip down to the ground, okay? And then actually these are about the right length. I'm actually going to pull it up just a little bit. About right there. You can go ahead and put your mark right up here, and when you go to cut these ends off square, they'll be the correct length. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and we'll cut them and put them in place. We'll go ahead and mark this side as well, and we'll go out here and cut both of these, and they'll be ready to install. Okay guys, with the piece held in place, we're going to take our brad gun again and shoot a few nails down this edge here, and we'll come back with the finishing gun after that. Okay, now we'll take our finishing gun again, and we'll go move these about a foot apart, and this will be going into the jack post. Okay, with all the trim installed, everything's in here is pretty much ready to go. All we have to do is fill all the nail heads with some painter's putty, and it'll be ready for a coat of paint. Now guys, I do want to tell you one thing that I learned here the hard way today on these pre-cut kits, all right? After nailing this one in place, you notice that I cut the end on that end at a 45, but I never checked this end. It turned out this one had a 42-degree end cut on it. So I ended up having to pull it all back down, recut it, move it all back in, and re-nail it, okay? So double check. If you buy those kits, make sure that check that angle on that top piece before you begin. Okay guys, we're going to have to put a filler here at the top of this door because we had to do a little bit of modification from the old door because it's actually a little bit shorter. It already had a filler up there. So what I'm going to do, if you want to bring the camera down here, first thing I'm going to do is take this 1x2 strip here and we're going to put it in place. I've already cut it to length. I'm going to put a bead of caulk here just on like the bottom side of it. Kind of run a bead down through here before I set it up in place. And we're also going to run a bead here just on the back of it, and then we're going to set it up in place and nail it. Okay, we're going to set this thing up in place and hopefully not smear this caulk all around. I get it up in here. There we go. Okay, now I want to pull it down up against the top of the door the best I can. And then we're going to shoot a nail through it into that header with the finishing gun. Okay guys, I've cut a piece of 1 by 3/4 here, and we're actually going to put it up here as well to kill off the gap, and we'll be able to nail it into the top of this other filler that's in place here. So we're going to go ahead and nail it with the same finishing gun. Okay, for the final piece of trim, we have an old piece of shoe mold in here, and we're just going to set it right up in here and use the brad gun and actually tack it in place. With our filler in place now, all we have to do is some caulking and some priming, and we'll be pretty close to finishing this job up. So let's get on to some caulking, and I'll show you a really neat tip. Alright, I want to show you a really quick little thing you can do to actually get you a nice caulk job up against your brick. Bring the camera over here, we'll show you what we've done yesterday. See how we have a nice, smooth, paintable edge there right up against the brick? Here's how we're going to do that. Take some masking tape, just this old blue tape, and we're going to start up here at the top. And we're going to come out probably about 1/4 inch or so, okay, on the brick. And we're going to pull it down and we're going to stick it to the brick. As straight a line as we can pull with this tape, about 1/4 inch away from that brick molding, all the way down here, and then I'll show you what we do next. All right, we're going to start up here at the very top with our caulk gun, and we're going to go ahead and squeeze some caulk in. Now remember, we've got a little gap here between the brick and the brick mold, so don't be afraid to make sure you squeeze enough into that crack, okay? Let it fill up. And we're just going to work our way down here about 1.5 feet, and then we'll show you what we do next. All right, now with a wet finger, we're going to go ahead and pull and try to squeeze some of that caulk into that crack even further as we go down, okay? Just like so. Keep working it until most of the caulk is off of the piece of tape, all right? Okay guys, as soon as you get the caulk like you want it, go ahead and pull your tape off before it really starts drying real good. And as you'll notice, you have a nice smooth edge to paint on right up against the brick. Don't get too close to it, it might not look that good. But anyway folks, I found that to be a pretty good way of doing it up against brick. You can get your paintbrush to go down there nice and smooth, and it'll look pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the caulk gun, and we're just going to caulk each one of these seams of this new trim we put up here. We're going to caulk in between the brick mold and this piece here. We're going to get like in a corner of our brick mold here. All these little nooks and crannies, we're going to put a bead of caulk in, and we'll use the wet finger method to get it nice and smooth. And then we'll be about finished, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Okay guys, your door may come with these corner seals, and they go at each of the bottom of the corner. I pulled a piece of, they're sticky right here. I pulled the piece of paper off already, and you just place these down here in the corner at the very bottom. Stick them onto the side of the door jamb. Okay, we got one more on this side as well. If we can get it peeled off, there we go. And we're gonna go right in here and stick it as well. All right guys, those are installed, and we went back in and checked, because we noticed before that there was just a little bit of daylight at the bottom of each door when you're inside looking out. You put those on there like the manufacturer recommends, and hey, guess what? The daylight goes away. Anyway, we've wrapped this up, guys. It's actually ready to have nail heads filled over with some painter's putty. We're not going to do that today. Everything's caulked up, so we'll get the painter's putty out, get some paint, and we'll be putting some paint on this brand new door. Well, thank you for watching this video today. Please refer to our other video that will be posted on how to remove an old door. And we thank you for stopping by today. Also, one thing I didn't show you is the actual installation of the door locks. After our camera ran dead yesterday, we had to actually put these on so we could secure this house last night. So we'll make another video real soon on installing a set of locks on a house. We have another set that we're going to install on the front door soon. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, if you want to support us, you can find us on Patreon, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a wonderful day.